Heyo hot men, welcome back to my channel. I am Kai. Hi. So today I am bringing you a review of the Rendr CRESCENT no show through sketchbook. This is an honest review because boy do I have some opinions on this one. So while we talk about the sketchbook, I figured I could do a little drawing in paint pens. I've already swatched the paint pens out on the left and we can jump into the drawing. Now while I'm talking, I'm going to be like superimposing example footage on top of the drawing footage. So anyways, if you've heard about the sketchbook, I'm sure you've seen YouTube reviews video where they're saying that it's the best sketchbook for markers because it doesn't bleed through. It doesn't show through to the other side of the paper. And it's right, that's 100% true. It completely lives up to that hype. But what they don't say in those videos are that it kind of sucks with alcohol markers. Like, I don't know how to explain it properly, but I'm gonna try. So basically, when you put down the markers, it doesn't feel like it absorbs in the paper. It sort of feels like there's a coating on top of the paper. And when you put your marker on top of it, it kind of stays on the surface and you can move it around a bit. I'm gonna try and like put a little footage in so you can see what I'm talking about. It's like, imagine you get a glossy paper and you try to use your alcohol markers on top of it. That's what it feels like. And at first I thought, okay, well maybe it's just the end page. Maybe it's just like the first page. Tried it with a couple other pages. It's the same thing. I tried smaller sections at a time, but I couldn't figure out a way to make it not look streaky. And then even after it was dried, it still looked wet. It still looked juicy. It was glossy. There's like a bit of shine to it, which is weird. So I even tried like putting down one flat layer of marker because you can't build up the color. You can't build up layers because it's gonna look streaky. So I tried putting down just one layer and then going over on top of it with colored pencil, but even then it wasn't that great because in some cases I was able to make a somewhat flat layer, but it still wasn't that great. And then also because the ink sits on top of the paper and it takes a while to dry, I find that things that don't usually smudge would smudge. So I have the set of fine liner, I think it's the graphics fine liner that I got from the Jazzy Art box back in 2019, and I've been using those since then on so many different types of paper and they don't smudge. That's why I continue to use them with my alcohol markers. But on this paper they do smudge, because I guess it's like you put it down and because it's not absorbed into the paper, it just like sits on top of it for a while. So when you go over it with your markers, it's going to smudge. And I tried putting down the fine liner and then waiting quite a while to give it time to dry, and I still encountered smudging. So what I ended up having to do is do the line work after the coloring. So there was that. And then I find like even like my markers themselves, like the colors wouldn't blend well together. If I was attempting blending, it would smudge. It wouldn't blend, it would smudge. It was horrible. Like, I was so upset. So upset because the Rendr sketchbook is like, what? It's like 20 bucks, more or less, on Amazon. And I know to some people that might not be much, but I live in the Caribbean, so $20 US already is like 40 bucks in Belize dollars. And then when you add on the fact that you have to pay to get it shipped to Belize, you have to pay duty. If you don't have a credit card, you have to pay somebody to, it adds up to a lot. So it wasn't a cheap purchase for me. It was something that I've been wanting a while because I bought into all the hype reviews, and so I decided to buy it, and I was so excited to get it. I got it in November, I think it was, and I saved it to try because I wanted it to be the book that I started off the year with, and I was so excited. And once I started using it, I don't know, I am crestfallen. Okay, that's the only way I am crestfallen. I was like, I want to cry right now just thinking about it. But anyway, so I bought the book, tried to use markers multiple times, didn't work, and I don't want my purchase to go to waste, because like I don't know, I'm not in the book. Does not, like, it hinders me. It doesn't make me want to draw. I am on a quest to try and figure out what medium would work best on this paper. That's why I'm using the paint pens. Now, I've used paint pens before, like, to make swatches, but I've never actually, like, drawn or colored things with it. So this is the first time trying that out, but I figured with the paint pen, the nature of them being what they are, they might be a good fit for the Rendr sketchbook. And I think they are. I don't know how to use them properly, but I still think it came out well, so probably going to be doing more paint pen drawings in the sketchbook. I also tried using water-based pens. Like, I just did some swatches with the dual tip pens as well as the Tombow dual tip brush pens, and funny enough, I did not encounter the same problems as I did with my alcohol markers. Like, it seemed to work okay with the brush tip, the water-based markers, so I'm going to try and do some drawing with those. I'm also going to try colored pencil. I'm going to try everything. I am going to find the medium that works with this, because I'm not going to let this sketchbook go to waste. So if you bought this book like I did and you thought it would be cool for alcohol markers and you encountered the same problems that I did, then, you know, don't lose up. Just try other mediums. Try other mediums. And if you have this book and you did not encounter that problem, please let me know, because I watched a bunch of YouTube review videos and not one of them said anything about this. Like, they were all good reviews. They were all glowing recommendations. They all said how great it was for alcohol markers. I am convinced that I have a defective sketchbook, because I tried a Copics. What other brand do I have? The Illustrator, the Spectrum Illustrator, Spectra, AD, and like all of them have the same issue. So maybe I have a defective sketchbook. I don't know. If you have the sketchbook, you let me know. And if I don't have a defective sketchbook and you have the same problem that I do, you know, you also bought into the YouTube review hype, you bought the book and was disappointed and maybe parked it on a shelf because you were so upset, I encourage you to pull it out, pull out your paint pens, pull out your colored pencils, pull out your water-based markers, and don't let your purchase go to waste. Anyways, that's it for this video, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the drawing. I look forward to hearing your comments. I really want to talk to somebody about this. Like, really want to talk to somebody about this. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. Peace.